Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. We'll talk about a few other things going on as well. So Ripple CTO David Schwartz clarifies the timeline for the launch of the company's stablecoin. He says, I said we'd have more updates in June, likely including announcing the name. He's not saying that it's going live in June. I see people hyping this up already. June's going to be a huge month with Ripple's stablecoin going live. But that's not even what David said. It's going to happen when it happens. Just like the Rippleverse SEC case. You know when it's going to happen? When we all least expect it. Now take a listen to Tom Emmer roasting Gary Gensler.
Chairman Gary Gensler's tenure at the SEC has been characterized by regulatory hypocrisy, inconsistency, and incompetence. The Securities and Exchange Commission's Staff Accounting Bulletin 121, commonly known as SAB 121, is just one example of Chair Gensler's egregious attempts to expand the SEC's authority and his clear bias toward the digital asset ecosystem. More than 2 years ago, the SEC disguised this illegal rule as guidance, circumventing Congress and public input so they could prevent banks from safeguarding consumer-owned digital assets.
Now imagine if that SAB 121 never got put in place. The banks would be allowed to use digital assets. They could custody digital assets. But instead, they were cut off because of that rule. And Tom Emmer, he needs to stop talking like this about Gary Gensler and go over there and do something about it already. We always see these politicians yelling about Gary Gensler, but they don't take any action. We need action, not words. Vodafone is bringing crypto payments to mobile wallets. Now, yesterday I was talking about Vodafone, where they don't put the chip in you. They're going to tie your digital wallet to your cell phone. But now they're going beyond that. Now they're getting into payments as well. And what I like about this idea is they want to use it for merchants, which would lead to mass adoption over time. I like the direction this is going, and I want to see where it goes from here. BRICS, India, and Nigeria finalized major partnership ditching US dollar for trade. Country after country is doing this. They're all pushing away from the US dollar. And new countries are coming into BRICS all the time. Vietnam to apply to join BRICS in 2024. You know, as more and more countries join the BRICS and ditch the dollar, it's just a matter of time until the dollar falls. And like I said in yesterday's video, I still don't think we're going to be cashing out in USD. We will most likely have better options once the time comes. And, you know, everybody right now is always stuck on, well, you know, we're never going to get to the point where we're going to be able to use crypto payments either. But there's projects already building out in that direction. You know, where they're trying to make it where you could buy things with crypto directly. I like the idea of that, because once you're able to do that, you never have to sell your XRP. But how would the BRICS nations trust a US-based company with creating a CBDC or facilitating their fiat? If the BRICS nations are trying to move away from the US-based systems, why would they trust a company based in the United States such as Ripple Labs? Ripple already has all the rails put in place, all inside of BRICS. Plus, I told you multiple times, I don't even look at Ripple as a US-based company. They're a global company at this point. Look at what they're doing all throughout the world. Do you think Ripple is just a US company at this point? I don't think so. Plus, the BRICS are going to go in the same direction as the BIS and the IMF. Everything is getting tied together already. And, they're all working together in the background. Digibank of DBS is now connected in India's UPI real-time payment settlement system. QR code-based cross-border transfers from Singapore's Pay Now real-time system. All Ripple partners, banks involved, leaning to XRP. No SWIFT, no dollar, new world. Everything is going in this direction. And it's happening inside one of BRICS countries already. But there's so many ties in Brazil, inside of India, South Africa, Russia, China. Ripple has rails in every one of those countries already. All we're waiting for to happen is XRP to go live. ECB exec tips CBDC as stability anchor for the financial system. Now look at what they're saying here. Recall that last year, Christine Lagarde affirmed that the coexistence of traditional cash and digital currency will offer consumers a choice that is expected to be convenient and cost-effective throughout the Eurozone. Now think about that, right? So they're going to run parallel for a period of time, and eventually cash will most likely disappear. But what about crypto? Could there be a parallel system to a CBDC that only uses crypto in the future? Because there's payment rails being set up where you could use crypto directly right now. That's building out as well. You go directly from your digital wallet using crypto to the merchant's digital wallet, ending in crypto or ending in their fiat, whatever it is, or maybe even their CBDC in the future. I'm thinking there could be a possibility of a parallel system. Meanwhile, earlier this year, the ECB released a report on the progress of CBDC under the bank's rulebook development group. The ECB noted that implementing the digital euro framework involves a coordinated effort between various public and private entities. Whenever they say private entity, they're talking about Ripple most of the time, because Ripple always has a seat at the table. But what do you think? Do you think there's going to be a parallel system that you could use, only utilizing crypto once a CBDC comes? I'm just putting it out there. That's just my opinion because of what I'm seeing being built. We're always seeing how merchants are eager to use crypto and transact in crypto as well. So what will CBDC mean for gold? So they're talking a couple different ways about this. So first, they're saying that a similar effect would occur from an announcement of CBDCs, phasing out paper cash and restrictions on private gold ownership, like we seen back years ago. So they're saying that maybe they could have another gold buyback or something on the lines of that. But then they go on to say that there's going to be a parallel system where people are only using gold and silver and other precious metals away from a CBDC as well. There's a lot of theories going on with this right now. And even this article, they say that Bitcoin is not real gold. I don't see Bitcoin being a means of transacting once a CBDC comes. However, if we're using crypto that's part of the financial system already, which would be XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, Nexera, QNT, these ISO cryptocurrencies, we already know they're compliant as payment means, so maybe a parallel system could evolve. I don't think there would ever be a buyback on XRP though, because they would be buying it up right now in, massive amounts of it while it's still cheap. And I don't think there would be a buyback of XRP because they're already going to get handed escrow from Ripple. I think that Ripple escrow is going to end up in the hands of the big financial institutions. Most likely the BIS and the IMF will get some of that. The Fed will get some of that. Other central banks as well. Or Ripple just becomes the central bank of all central banks. But the XRP we're holding people are going to be selling at different price points. And these big financial institutions could just be buying it up along the way. Even once it gets to very high numbers, like I'm talking, okay, let's talk about 10K XRP. A $10,000 XRP is now out there. People would be selling at that price point. But the BIS would be buying it up. The IMF would be buying it up. And we're still valuing it in dollars, which I don't even think we would be doing that when that time gets here. That's what I'm saying. We're not there yet, and everybody's still speculating on what's going to happen. But if you look at the direction that things are going in, you could kind of piece it together. But it's still kind of speculation as well. That's why I always ask you for your opinion as well, because I want to know what you're thinking. So then there's F assets, enable non-smart contract tokens to be represented on a smart contract chain without using a centralized third party. Roughly 70% of the total value of blockchain assets do not have smart contract functionality. This allows large ecosystems like Bitcoin, Doge, and XRP to use their token in decentralized applications on Flr. And the reason I wanted to talk about Flr is because I know this is coming as well. Now, they're saying with Flr that there's going to be ways to lend your XRP without risk. And that was talked about a lot even in the past. So you see, payments, store of value, NFTs, limited functionality, mint into F assets. Then you see NFTs, DeFi, payments, store of value, leverage trading, metaverse, bridging, lending and borrowing, getting that passive income. And anybody that's not holding Flr, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to want to be holding Flr when F assets go live. So we're putting the finishing touches to the F assets open beta to ensure a seamless experience for everyone. And if you check out their blog, they don't give you a clear date yet. They just say that it is coming. You better be holding Flr when this happens, because I think Flr is an absolute powerhouse. It's going to add utility to XRP. It's going to give us as XRP holders the ability to earn passive income as well. And as along the way, we're going to notice how different Flr evolves. It's going to evolve so quick, and it's going to tie into so many different other assets as well. I'm going to do a breakdown video on Flr once again. When I was first talking about Flr, nobody wanted to hear it. They were still waiting for their airdrop, and Flr was nothing but a scam. But it's good to learn about what Flr is creating, because I think it's absolutely going to be a powerhouse. And you know, we're XRP holders already, so it makes sense to also be holding some Flr. But you know, what I wanted to point to in this video is that we know CBDCs are coming, and they're fast tracking them now. And everybody's like, well, you know, if we sell into US dollars, what if the US dollar is falling apart? Which it looks like we're leaning in that direction already. You know, what's going to happen then? Nobody really knows yet. And, you know, what's our options going to be? That's why I'm trying to figure out what's going to be in place when that time comes. But we'll know more as we push into the future. And until it all happens, you got to stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.